Hi all of you, the Conclusive Indian again with the subject lifting lockdown. My previous video, the subject was lockdown. As you all know, the world is fighting against the deadly disease that is coronavirus, due to which the lockdown has been implemented and enforced in several countries. India is one of them. Other measures being taken is social distancing. You can see the pictures of the lockdown. The first picture shows Anand Vihar. Buses were arranged by Delhi government to help migrant workers to reach their native places, and the situation is under control now. The second picture is where police people are asking the biker where is he going. So guys, we have to follow the lockdown, do not roam here and there unnecessarily. Only if you have some genuine work like buying the grocery items, or you have to go to buy medicines from a medical shop, etc., you please move out. All the healthcare workers, they have to go to the hospitals, so that's why they already have the e-passes and they are free to go. The third picture is of the India Gate. It is closed. So here are the daily case analysis. So this video is all about telling you guys why the lockdown is important and how to live the lockdown, what can be the scenarios. So here are the daily cases in China. Let me zoom a little bit here. So as you can see, most of the cases started occurring from January 22, and then after March 1, the daily cases started reducing. So you can see that China has already seen the peak of their daily new cases. The peak was on February 12, almost 14.7k, 14,750 cases on a single day on February 12. So China has already seen the peak. You can see the lockdown was implemented in China, social distancing was implemented in China. That's why they curbed the coronavirus in around 2 months. So it took them 2 months to curb coronavirus completely. We will move ahead. This is the graph of United States of America. They have started seeing the peak. As you can see, the cases started occurring from the first week of March, and on April 3, the cases were 32,284. So they are yet to see the peak. They are in almost stage 4. The community spread is there, and the lockdown is only in very few states in United States of America, and but they have strictly following social distancing. So lockdown they have not done, which is very important measure taken by India. So guys, they are yet to see the peak, and the status of States is currently very difficult. Let's look over the daily new cases in Italy. As you can see, they started facing the issue in the mid-February, and their cases have seen the peak 6,557 cases on March 21. So as you can see, the cases have started reducing after that. After March 21, the cases have started reducing. So they have already seen their peak. Basically, they are currently they are on their peak stage. So the lockdown is working there. As you can see, on the April 3, the cases are around 4.5k. So the cases have started reducing, and they are on their peak stage. Let's move over to the India. This is the India graph. We started seeing coronavirus case from the March first week, and the highest was on April 1, 601. Again, we were doing very good, but due to Tablighi Jamaat, the religious fest which occurred at Nizamuddin, Delhi, people from all over India have attended the festival, or you can say the event, and thus the cases have increased multifoldedly. But again, we are seeing a decrease since yesterday. So the lockdown was implemented in India at initial stage only, at a much earlier stage. So that's why we can see the lockdown is working in India. So again, if the lockdown works completely, we will see more clear results after 14th of April. Okay, so what is the benefit of 21-day lockdown? The simple reasoning here is that of the preemptive containment measures. In a 21 days, the contagious people, whether symptomatic or asymptomatic, would recover and become non-contagious, irrespective of the community spread. This approach of Indian government is about to bring success in our fight against the deadly virus. So, since we have uh, enforced the lockdown at initial stage, we'll see the benefits and we will reap the benefits. Meanwhile, India will be ready for the aggressive influx if it occurs. After the lockdown period, by strengthening the healthcare system, accumulating lakhs of ventilators, making quarantine facilities, solidifying hospitals, bringing in more PPE, that is protective equipment for the doctors and healthcare workers, supplying enough masks and sanitizers in market, which are essentials now. So by this lockdown, by the end of the 21-day lockdown, we will be ready. India will be ready to fight any influx of new coronavirus cases. So what are the lifting scenarios? Here is the scenario 1, that we can extend the lockdown beyond 14th April 2020, continue with the current lockdown for one more month in order to contain the virus for permanent, ensure smooth deliveries of essential services, take care of all level of informal sector workers and not just who are registered. We have to supply money to all the informal sector workers, all the poor people. Take care of adults, provide additional pensions to all aged people, open few non-essential services with care and delivery at home or societies. Work from home to be continued for all the formal sector workers. Businesses to go online. Very important point. E-pass procedure to be made easy for needy. Right now in the 21-day lockdown period, e-pass, to attain a e-pass, the procedure is difficult. We have to make this procedure easy for the needy. E-passes can be needed by the regular patients, for some essential service workers, and for some formal sector workers as well who are imparting essential services for healthcare workers. So procedure should be easy. So as you can see the graph which I have taken from the internet from some Cambridge University research, that if we go for the 49 days lockdown, the disease will vanish from India by 13th May. See the graph, which is very important. Continuous lockdown for 49 days. But remember, if you can see the graph, it clearly shows lockdown in for 49 days will end the disease. Lifting scenario 2. Now it says partial lifting of lockdown, a realistic approach for India. Industries, factories will return to work, but workers will work in rotational shifts to avoid closeness and contact. Basically, to maintain social distancing, less workers would be called to the factories or industries, and workers will work in rotational shifts. Strict social distancing for all. Work from home will continue for those who are not required as offices, mostly for the formal sector workers. Offices to follow norms of social distancing, sanitized workplace, maximum 4 people in a lift scenario, no cluttering in offices, strict rules. Schools will remain closed. Online classes can be taken by the coachings and schools. Impose strict laws and make events and gatherings punishable under Epidemic Act. It should not happen that we government goes for a partial lockdown and people start gathering. Section 144 should be there. Restricted non-essential services flow should be there. Work on vaccine to be expedited. Apply all resources on medicines and vaccination. So these are the views of Conclusive Indian, guys. So stay home, stay safe, follow the lockdown, and only go out for essential services. The needy should go out and do not go in a group. You should go out all alone from your home. Do not roam around. Follow the lockdown. Thank you all. We will defeat coronavirus soon.